Hello, this is the final video for Kathy's song, and we're going to be going from the bottom of page 2 of the tab, which is section C, played after verses 2 and 4. And there's 2 lines of that, and then there's the outro, section D, which starts on page 3. So let's do section C first. And section C starts with 2 bars which we've already done in the line before, which is this. So they were bars 27 and 28, and they're also bars 29 and 30. And if you're wondering how I know the number, the bar number, there's a little number just to the left, top left of each line of music, stave and tab, and you can see it. There's 4 lines of music, and at the beginning of each line there's a little number, top left. On page 2, for example, it's 17 in the first line, 21 second line, then 25 and 29. So those are the bar numbers. So here we are at bar 29, or at the beginning of section C, and we've got this pattern again. So on a G chord and a C over G. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right, so that's that hammer on onto beat 3 when you're also plucking the bass note with your thumb. So an alternative would be you could avoid the hammer on and do a pluck on beat 3 as well, so that you have this. So that you have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that might help you get into the swing of those bars, and then eventually you could replace the pluck, that second pluck with the hammer on. So, having done those bars, whichever way you do it, 1 and 2 and 3, either with a pluck or with the hammer on, then you find yourself, on your fretting hand, you're in this position, that is C, these 2 fingers, over the bass note G, the C over G. So then you take that shape, that whole shape, move it up 2 frets for the next bar, which is a chord called D add 11, stroke over A. And here we've got the picking pattern. Pluck, thumb first, thumb second, thumb. And then you have to add your little finger to the top E string, 5th fret, pluck, thumb first, thumb second, thumb. And then now we're on page 3, and you've got, again, the same shape. And then you have the bar of G like you had in the intro with this double hammer on. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now we're at the outro. Now the outro is the same pattern that you've been doing before of pluck, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb. But different strings are being hit. Or plucked. So, on bar 36, or the second line of music on page 3, section D, outro. First bar, G. That's the timing, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And what I'm doing is I'm plucking with my thumb and the second finger, and my second finger, because that's what we've been doing all the way through, or that's what I've been doing all the way through, plucking with thumb and second finger. Then my thumb does a D string, and then I'm doing first finger on the G string, then thumb, and then second finger on the G string, and then thumb on the D string. So basically, I've got both my second finger and first finger plucking on the G string. I'm alternating. You don't have to do that, you could do the whole thing with thumb and first finger, but I find it easier to alternate thumb and second, thumb first, thumb second, because that's the pattern that we've been keeping the pulse going with. The thumb, second, thumb, first, thumb, second, thumb, first. Okay, so that's the first bar. Second bar, we've got this hammer on. So basically, this hand is doing the same thing as you just did in the previous bar. But with this hand, you're hammering onto the second fret of the G string, and I'm doing that with my second finger. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Bar of G, in the first part of the bar, it's just a normal G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then you're going to add the second finger again to the G string for the last half of the bar. And then you've got a full bar of normal G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we're on the second line of the outro now, which is the third line down on page 3, bar 40. And you've got a pluck on both E strings, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now with this pluck, I tend to use the third finger because I've had my first two fingers assigned to the G and B strings, and so my third finger is just there in the right place for that top E string. But if it feels more natural to you, easier to you to make that pluck with the first and second, absolutely fine. They'll both work, both techniques. And then we have a bar of A minor, as we've done before. That's nothing new. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then a bar of E minor over G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, which we've done before. Now, if you don't like that sound of E minor over G, so there's the A minor, there's the E minor over G, and you can see going from the A minor to the E minor over G, we've got the second finger as a anchor finger. But if you prefer the sound of A minor to a normal G, then you can substitute G for the E minor over G. But let's say I've been doing E minor over G, so I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then the next bar I've got C, and you can see that I've got my second finger still on the second fret of the D string. That's an anchor finger still to go to a C shape. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now that bit is the G over B. So here's C, 1 and 2 and, then G over B. I'm going to take all the fingers off, yeah, and then put my second finger, which is already in the second fret, but I'm going to put it on the second fret of the A string, from the D string to the A string. And then I've got thumb, second, thumb. That's the G over B. Now we've got B minor, which we've done before. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 with that pluck on the top E string. Then we've got a G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And in the tab you've then got a B minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But at that point, instead of playing B minor, I play a D over F sharp. And so I would play those last two bars on page 3 like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I would go to D over F sharp instead of B minor, and I'd use exactly the same picking pattern as I did on the G in the previous bar. And remember, the D over F sharp is, there's my G, which I'm just using two fingers, second finger, third fret of the low E string, third finger, third fret of the B string. Then my third finger is going to be an anchor finger, and my second finger is going to move from the low E string to the second fret of the G string. My first finger is going to go to the second fret of the low E string. So those last two bars on page 3 for me will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. page 4, bar 48, that's the first bar on this page. We have a G, and it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. So the timing's easy, it's all crotchet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. That little bass run. So thumb, pluck the D, G, and B strings with fingers 1, 2, 3. And then that leads you into the bass note of the C chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now that bar of C, the first two notes are played with the thumb because they're on the beat, by which I mean the numbers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's this thumb all the way through the piece. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. No matter which chord it's on, it's doing the beats, and by which I mean the numbers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the fingers are doing the in between the beats 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and except of course where you get a pluck 1 and 2 and where the finger is also on the beat. So that's the C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then again a C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that C. You can see there's a pluck on the top E string, and again I'm using my third finger, but if you wanted to use your second finger, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, that's fine. I just find it easier to use my third, as I said, because my hand is in this position where those two fingers, first two, are hovering over the G and B string, and so that means my third finger is in place, hovering over the top E string. Right, last line. Bar 51, A minor, we've done this one before, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and E minor over G again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that bar of D is like the bar of C previous, just before it, 4 bars ago, in the first two notes, 1 and 2, are played with the thumb. So 1 and 2, so that is the open D string and the G string second fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the second finger would be playing the top E string, and the first finger would be playing the B string. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The final bar, we've got a strum on a G chord. Now, I just did something there. Because I was playing a D, the G that I would go to, I would leave, it would be a 4-finger G. I'd leave my third finger on the third fret of the B string as an anchor, and I'd get that sound. In the tab, they've got a 3-finger G, so that you've gone 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So really up to you which G you use. Not that much difference in it. Okay, so we got to the end. Hope that's okay.